Hello, guys, and welcome back to Life with Paulie. Today is currently October 11th, and it is almost 2 p.m. I'm relaxing here in the car with my dog Annabelle here. She is a Chihuahua Dachshund mixed. If you haven't seen her before, I have videos of her. If you go to my home feed, my home page, and go to my playlist, I do have Pets playlist where I have little short videos of her if you like to see animals and puppies play and things like that. I also have other videos on my YouTube station. If you would like to support my channel for totally free, you could do that by hitting the subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost you a thing to hit the subscribe button and the all notification bell to the right hand side. Now, today's video, I just wanted to talk about me and my situation of living in my car. If you don't know my channel, I moved out of my apartment into my 2007 Saturn Ion. That's where I am right now in the back. Just relaxing here with the puppy. It's about 50-something degrees outside. We were outside for a while, then I got back in the car, and I'm going to probably get back out again. I like to be outside, and the puppy loves to be outside and run in the grass and leaves that are currently falling. If you don't know, I live in Coxsackie, New York, which is about 10 minutes from Catskill, New York, to Catskill Mountains. And I moved out of my apartment into my car. Now, some people might call it homelessness because I'm living in my car, but this is a choice that I made. Now, I'm not going to say there's not homeless people out there that are not really homeless. And I'm not going to say that they made the choice to be homeless. There are some homeless people out there that really have not made that choice. By certain circumstances they might be in, like losing an apartment because they don't have enough income, or things like that. You never know. When you go by a homeless person or see a homeless person on the street, you never know their circumstances. Everybody's circumstances is differently. Some people might choose to live that way. I chose to live in my car. I don't consider myself homeless. I do have an income. I was on a lot of depression meds and anxiety meds and things like that. I also had a widowmaker heart attack back in 2021 and had 2 stents put in my heart. And because of that widowmaker heart attack, my heart was basically destroyed 35%. So I do get a disability check every month. And I did have an apartment, but I chose to give that apartment up. And I did not have an apartment that was very expensive. It was pretty cheap. It was only $600 a month, not including electric and stuff like that. But the electric bill was very reasonable there. It was only like $100 and something a month, even during the winter time. And I chose to move out of that apartment because I was living there for 6 or 7 years. And I lived there with my brother, my brother's dad. I lived there with my mom. And then my brother's dad, he ended up getting sick and ended up going into a nursing home. He passed away in 2021. My brother ended up moving out. And then my mom, she passed away of stage 4 lung cancer in 2022 of February. And I stayed in the apartment for another year. The landlord was very nice. I always paid my rent on time. Always, had the landlord when I needed something like a refrigerator broke down or whatever the case may be. It wasn't too bad of an apartment, but there was a house next door that there was a lady in, and she was just off the wall, and I could not handle living by her. She had just bought the house in May of 2022. In May of 2023, May of 2023. And her and her husband were just off the wall, and I just could not live by them anymore. So I made the choice to move out of my apartment into my car, and I wanted to live the van life. The car that I have is a 2007 Saturn Ion, and I have showed my car before and my car set up. I showed how I got the bed set up in the back. I got a twin size mattress in the back, memory foam topper mattress, and I sleep in here at night, of course. I am currently on my daughter's property. It's not her property, really. She rents a house for $900 a month, her and her husband, and she has lots of land. So I park my car on her land. I do run a lead cord from her shed to my car to keep my phone charged, and so I'm able to do videos like this and watch movies and whatever the case may be, and have a fan on and things like that. So I do use some of her power, and I give her money every month towards her power bill. And this is what I chose for my life. I don't consider myself homeless. Now, some other people might consider me homeless because I do not have an apartment or a house. But to me, I don't consider myself homeless. Another reason why I decided to move out of the apartment is because the car I got now is good, but it's old. It's a 2007, and the Saturn Ion basically is all made of plastic. The hood is plastic. The the hood is metal. The top of the car is metal, but the doors, the fenders, everything else is plastic on the car, which is pretty good for New York because then it doesn't rust. However, the bottom of the car is very rusty and falling apart. So this car doesn't have much life left to it. And I figured if I stayed in my apartment and continued to pay the $600 a month plus my other bills, I would not have enough money to save for another vehicle. So eventually I would have an apartment, but then I wouldn't have a car. And that was something that was important to me. So I decided to get out of an apartment and stay in my car to save money. Now, I could tell you that it's not totally free to stay in your car. You still have car insurance, you have gas, you have expenses when you stay in your car. You still have to pay money outwards. And it's been rough for a few months now, but now I'm hunkering down and I'm trying not to spend anything at all so I can get into a used van. It's not going to be a new van, it's going to be a used van, and I'm going to build it out to be my tiny home on wheels. If you don't know, there's a lot of people that are choosing this lifestyle. Most of the people are choosing it because they can't afford rent. Now, the apartment, like I said, that I had was only $600 a month. But if you look for apartments, I just looked at a one-bedroom where I'm located now, which is in Coxsackie, New York. And a one-bedroom, they want $1,550 a month. That's way over what I get a month. Way over my budget. So, this is the kind of lifestyle I chose, and I think I've been more happier living in the car. I get out every day. I walk. I help my daughter by mowing her lawn. I get lots of exercise. And in the apartment after my mom died of cancer, February 5th of 2022, I was very depressed, staying in bed all the time. I was overweight, not drastically overweight, but I was overweight. And since I moved into my car, I was able to get off my depression meds. I'm off on my anxiety meds. I'm off my stress meds. I'm off Seroquel. I used to take Seroquel for my depression, anxiety, and stress, and it used to help me sleep at night. I could not get to sleep if I missed one dose of Seroquel, and I was taking that every night. And if you don't know, Seroquel could be bad for you because it can instantly stop your heart, even if you don't have heart problems. And I have heart problems. My heart is 35% destroyed from my Widowmaker heart attack. I probably don't have much of a life left because of my heart being in bad shape. I also am diabetic, type 2 diabetic. I have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, which I'm all on medications for and I take on a daily basis. But it has helped me moving into my car. I've lost weight. I've gotten off, like I said, the Seroquel. I've gotten off all my depression meds, and I'm doing very well. It has helped me out tremendously staying by my daughter. Because where I used to live 2 hours away from my daughter. So it was very hard for my daughter to get out to see me, or if I ended up in the hospital, which I did several times. I was in the hospital in 2021. 2021. I was in the hospital again in October of 2022 with blood loss, and I had to have a blood transfusion. And it was very hard for her to get 2 hours away because she works Monday through Friday. basically from 12 p.m. until 8 p.m. So you could see that she has most of her days and her nights taken up. And then the weekend she spends with her husband. And a lot of people might be saying, well, why don't you live with your daughter and her husband? Well, there's a reason for that. I'm her father. She's my daughter. I don't expect her to take care of me. I don't expect her to open her house to me. I imagine that if I asked her to, she has a 2-bedroom. I imagine if I asked her to, she would let me, but I don't want to. I wouldn't want to come between her and her husband in any way. And sometimes it's just not good to live with people, even family. Families can have issues if they live together. And I just don't want to be that person to destroy a, husband and wife relationship. That's just not me. I'm not that type of person. I want to be on my own, do things on my own, and do things the way I want to do things, and let them do what they want to do. Let them live their lives that they want to live. So this is the life that I chose for myself. And once I get my van, I will be showing how I set it up and how I build it out. The car has been great. I've been able to eat in the car. I sleep in the car. I have the dog's water right there, as you can see. The doggy loves to cuddle with me. She always gets cold very fast, so I make sure I keep her covered up with the blankets, when it's not warm out. And she's got another blanket right here, and I have several other blankets. And it has been really, really good for me, mentally and physically, to be sleeping and living in my car. Like I said, I get out every day, all day. I have other videos on my YouTube station. If you go back and watch my videos of my daughter's land and how big it is. I've been helping her a lot with mowing the lawn, so that gives me exercise. The other day, I actually mowed her lawn. It took a couple hours, and I actually mowed her whole lawn except for one part, and that took 2 hours. And the pants that I've had since I moved into the car have actually been starting to fall off. So that means I'm losing weight. I'm not eating as much as I was before. I really had a problem with buying a lot of snacks and eating a lot of high fat foods and things like that, but I've cut down my eating a lot. I might eat like a can of chili a day, or a can of, I just had chicken pot pie, Campbell's chicken pot pie soup. I just had that. I might have that and then nothing else for the day. So living in the car has helped me out mentally and physically. So I don't consider myself homeless. Now, some people might call me homeless, and that's okay. They can call me homeless because I don't have a home. I don't have an apartment. I don't have a house. I live in my car, but it is my choice. But just remember, when you see a homeless person out there on the street, struggling, try to help them out. Try to give them some encouragement if you can, because not everybody is like me and chooses to live this way. A lot of people choose to live this way too because they don't have enough money. There's a lot of people, a lot of women out there actually that live the van life and the car life, because of the simple fact is they get Social Security now and they only get $800 and something a month, and they can't afford an apartment. So they have to live in their car, or they have to live in their van. That isn't a choice they made. Well, it kind of is a choice they made because they want to do that, to be able to live, basically. And it is hard out there. Rents have went up. We all know food costs keeps on going up, and it's just terrible. Rents are outrageous no matter where you go. They are outrageous. Even where I used to live, like I said, my rent was only $600 a month. But other apartments, the apartment right across the street from me was $900 a month. And that was for a 3-bedroom, but still, it was $900 a month, almost $1,000 a month. A lot of places are like that. And a lot of places now don't accept pets. And I will not get rid of my puppy here and my dog. So just keep that in mind when you're out there and you're going by a homeless person, or, you see a homeless person, try to help them out in some way, whether it be giving them a few dollars for food or a drink or maybe some food from someplace. Just know that some homeless people don't choose to be homeless. They're homeless because of a specific reason. And it doesn't mean that it's their fault or they made themselves that way. Keep that in mind when you're out there traveling the roads and seeing these people sleeping on the ground or sleeping on a bench or sleeping in a park. Keep that in mind and be respectful of others. And please consider hitting the subscribe button down below and the all notification bell. And I will see you in my next video.